friends. Long time no video. What's funny is the reason I haven't made a video is kind of a similar topic that we're gonna talk about today, which is perfectionism. So this pile that you're looking at before we get into the topic of the day is some of my leftover stickers. I've gotten, I want to say gotten rid of. I have gifted a lot of my stuff that was like still full kits and stuff. Fall ones are hard for me to part with. I kept those. I have some empty sticker books still from Sweet Kawaii Design, of course. And I have a lot of stuff still from my former PR teams. And I just kind of want to like organize those today, talk to you guys about where I've been, why I haven't been using stickers in quite a while, and why I am going to start back now. And why, even though I'm doing that, you may not see me purchasing many stickers, even though there's a lot that I'm like, oh, I used to have that. I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of it. Like my Hubman and Chub Girl stickers, for instance. I had quite a few of those that I was collecting. And also a lot of like Martinez Sticker Company florals. So anyway, so let's get into today's topic while I organize sticker books. These are my favorite sticker books to use to collect stuff besides my reusable sticker books. And right now my reusable, oh, here's some new stickers that I have. My reusable sticker book is a collab between Paper A-Cat and Little Craft Place. And that's what I've been using. And I've also been using a lot of like Cherry Rabbit. Have those all in here. And a lot of PET tapes. So we're going to talk about first why I didn't use stickers for so long. My hands had a problem. I went through a huge issue with my nails halfway falling off, and because they have fallen all the way off in the past, it really freaked me out. Several years I was managing it through my dermatologist and steroid creams, and it wasn't that big of a deal. It would be like a month problem at most and then go away. These past 2 years, 2 years, it became a bigger problem to where when I was having those flare-ups, at first, my doctors and I believed it was when I would touch adhesives, because I was doing so on an almost daily basis with stickers, that I would make the flare-up worse during it, and that's why it wasn't healing. So that's why I initially took a long break from stickers. Fast forward, a different doctor told me it was nail psoriasis. Fast forward, a rheumatologist told me, no, it's not psoriasis, because you don't have some other symptoms like you would usually have, like joint pain and like rheumatoid arthritis concurrently. So I was like, okay. So I was like, hey, maybe I'm just allergic to adhesive. I'm just gonna embrace it, accept it, stop using stickers, and see what happens. I did that, and things did get a little better for a while, but there were things that I wasn't realizing. Ugh, this pile's heavy. I wasn't realizing that, I think I'm gonna put these bigger ones in here. I wasn't realizing that when I would take a break from stickers, I was replacing my planning hobby with more active activities. So I was walking outside more, I was doing more chores around the house, stuff like that. Now, I was still very limited in what I was able to do because I had extreme fatigue. And this led me back to my primary doctor, because I was like, okay, I don't know why my nails still aren't fully healing, and why am I so tired? Like, everyone is saying this is an allergic thing, but I would have days where it was very hard to get out of bed, like that level of tired. And when I would, my eyes would literally want to close themselves when I was just sitting at my desk, like working or whatever. So I was like, that is not normal. So, I went to my primary care doctor just for a regular checkup. And during the checkup, I explained all these things that were going on, all the previous testing I had. And because my primary care doctor is a nurse practitioner and her clinic is located in an OBGYN office, she took a lot more time listening to everything, and she didn't jump to any conclusion. She's like, okay, I want you to do a couple things. You have high blood pressure today. And I was like, I always get a little weird at the doctor, and I think that's just my nerves. And she's like, maybe. But because of what you're saying, I want you to keep a log of your blood pressure for 3 weeks. Take it twice a day. I was like, oh my gosh, okay. There's finding out, and then there's just like overly cautious. I felt she was being overly cautious, but I was like, okay, I'm wanting your help, so I'm going to do what you ask. So this is where I figured out what the problem actually was. You guys, it was my blood pressure. I kept a blood pressure log twice a day for 3 weeks, and I consistently had high blood pressure. My primary care doctor said most likely when I was thinking that I had some problems like that were related to like rheumatology, and I was resting thinking that activity would make it worse, it actually made my blood pressure worse. So it's like you need to get that more active. You need to, you know, just eat healthy and all of that. So I took that really seriously, and I did 5,000 to 8,000 steps on most days, even when I didn't feel like it, and changed up my diet quite a bit. I was even working with a nutrition coach at one point, and it really helped. My blood pressure came down, and my fingers healed up. And then I was like, hey, because she didn't really say it was my fingers. She just said, like, that should take care of your fatigue issue. Nobody still had an answer about my fingers, but my fingers healed up during this time. So I thought, hey, I wonder if that was a blood pressure problem too, because anemia can cause the problem, and anemia is also to do with your blood. Sure enough, one quick Google, and it said, yes, consistently high blood pressure can cause or exacerbate onycholysis, which is what it's called when your fingers do that. And so, although, you know, I talked to several doctors after this, and the consensus is, although it may have started with an allergic reaction to some sort of adhesive, it never healed up very well because of my blood pressure. And they said, do some, you know, cautiously, you can, if you want to be super careful, you can go to an allergist and get, oh my gosh, it's a very big rigmarole, which my insurance doesn't want to cover. So anyway, you could get testing to see which type of adhesive you're allergic to, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, okay, so if I go buy this sticker in the wild, it doesn't tell me what type of adhesive is on this one, which is a paper backing, versus this one, which is a vinyl, versus these ones. Like, the world just doesn't give you that type of information. So if I'm wanting to stick with my hobby, it just really didn't make sense for me to go down a rabbit hole of which exact adhesives and the names that I'm allergic to, because I believe even if I reach out to a small shop and say, hey, does the adhesive backing on your stickers contain, and then like list the ingredients, I don't think there's a way to know that. I don't know. You guys correct me down below if you think there's a way for me to know that, because if so, I could investigate further. But I noticed that washi tape didn't really give me any trouble. So that's why I was starting with using the, and also clear stickers for some reason. I would still initially in this process, I was going to get back to using all my Sweet Hawaii, but those were still, for me personally, still itching my fingers quite a bit. So I was like, So I ended up gifting those to some of the current PR team members, Kylie and Tanya, during Little Craft Fest earlier this year, and they were very happy to have those, and I know that they will put them to great use. But as time is going on and I'm continuing with my good habits of lowering my blood pressure and just like keeping my overall health better, I've noticed that I've tested a couple here and there because of Little Craft Fest, and all the stickers that like we received, and that some that I purchased, that hey, my allergy doesn't seem to be as much of a problem. So I do think that because my fingers were just already in a state, that's what I'm going to call it, since I don't know what the heck I don't know. All these medical terms, I'm like, I don't really know if any of those dermatology terms were actually correct, but I know my fingers were in a state. That's all I know. And a lot of people in the planner community actually gave me so much crap about it. That's one reason why I stayed away from using mini stickers still, even though I was collecting them, or like doing mini videos, because yeah, honestly, a lot of people, whenever I stopped doing some of the PR teams, it wasn't the owners of the shops or anything, but whenever I started using the stickers a lot less frequently, and then I would do a test to try to like go back to them, a lot of people gave me so much crap. So much crap. I'll just be like, I thought you can't use stickers. Oh, I guess now you can use stickers. And oh, maybe you should use gloves or use tweezers. Or some of the questions were very like well-meaning, like, oh, hey, can't you just use gloves or tweezers? But some were like, you know, definite attitude, like, oh, why can't you just do this? And I mean, I don't feel that those people were well-meaning. I feel like they were salty at me for some reason, or not wanting to believe me. Like, why would I want to make up such a freaking weird thing? You know, that's just not me. People that know me in like real life and not just online, or they've met me once in their life, they know, like, that's not me. I can be a very wishy-washy person, but if it's due to my wishy-washiness, I say it. And I say, oh, hey, sorry to be so wishy-washy, but I changed my mind. Like, I don't have any fear in saying that. I don't make up stuff, because life is stranger than fiction. I truly believe that. Anywho, because of all this stuff, I started doodling. And when I started doodling, I'm gonna make sure I'm in frame. I just thought, like, what if I'm not in frame this whole time? When I started doodling, I initially was really free with it, and it felt like so fun. I do enjoy a lot of like change and novelty. So when something is like new and fresh, I will really love it at first. And then, you know, over time, drawing started to feel more like bringing out my perfectionist side. So this is where we're going to talk about the actual topic of the video. Perfectionism. And some of y'all may feel like this with stickers, stamps, or just in general in your life. I think a lot of people might relate to this, but when I got into the doodling, most people that doodle are not, they aren't using printed planners, they're using bullet journals. And when bullet journaling, they have like a monthly theme, and they carry that theme through the days, weeks. So I was trying to like embrace that, and at first it was fun. And then it became like a chore. So during Christmas, during the Grinch doodle era, I was here for it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I think that just had a lot to do with the fact that we took a road trip from Houston to Chicago, and like, what else was I gonna do in the car? So that really helped me like kind of embrace the doodling hobby. And then after that, I was sick. Oh my gosh, my family, we got so sick. We had like COVID or something. We had this horrible flu-like symptoms for a month. My daughter had it first, and then me and my hubby got it. My son never got it, probably because he was in the military and he was already like had a lot of recent vaccines and stuff. We are all vaccinated, but it's been a while, you know? So I don't know if we have like the right boosters or anything. Anyway, that's all been taken care of, but we were so sick. And then when I was so sick, I was like, oh, I could just doodle. Like, I didn't have to like make much effort. But this is also right before I went to the doctor for my checkup. So like, we all got so sick, and then I was like, man, as soon as I get better, I'm gonna go to the doctor for a full workup. Like, I feel like I should have got better faster. And so that is what led me to diagnosing myself, my fingers, as high blood pressure. But anywho, I really have been missing stickers, but I was afraid to use them for all the reasons that I said. I was afraid that people were gonna not ask actual curious questions, but were going to just judge me of like, oh, I guess you can use stickers now. And after people when that's like all they say to you sometimes, like, oh, hey, nice nails, or like, oh, hey, I guess you can use stickers now, and they never comment anything else, like, or they never reach out to you like, hey, how is your day or anything, it just becomes very apparent that they're being salty. And I have a very good intuition about people's intentions, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt most of the time, but I can't ignore when someone is being like that with me. And I will literally just tell them straight up, like, hey, it's obvious you don't believe me about any of this, but you don't need to keep making those comments. But I do that on the side. And but I didn't want like any of those comments coming back. And so I tried to keep doodling, and I tried to keep going down the doodle track. And then, you know, not too long ago, I was like, okay, stickers are gonna come back. And I tried the Sweet Kawaii stickers, and they were, at that time, still like causing me to feel itchiness. And so, because that was the thing that I handled most of the day. And so I was like, well, I don't know, let me just see, because that was like my plan. So ever since I started doodling, I felt like, oh, you have to, I need to have my, sorry guys, I need to have my giveaway box next to me, because I'm not going to keep all these stickers. I just want to go through my last pile and see if there's any that I still want to keep, that I might actually use. And there's no foul, no shade on like which ones I'm picking. It's just by my personal preference. Okay, so what the heck was I saying? Oh, perfectionism. I feel like going down that Doodle and Bujo road brought up some additional perfectionism in me. I already have some small perfectionistic tendencies, and I feel like through the process of trying to go down like Bujo road, I started to feel like every planner has to have like a theme and look cohesive, and I could not get it out of my brain. No matter how hard I tried and how many planners I would start over, it would not get out of my brain. Do any of y'all relate to this? Oh, and do any of y'all relate to people not believing you about health symptoms? That was really crazy. I'm really glad that it wasn't my doctors though, and it was just like random people from the internet that maybe I've met once in my life. It was really, really frustrating to me that I feel like I missed a thing, and then when I tried to go back to it, it was hard because number one of that, and number two, the second reason that I felt really, I think like not having pleasure in anything was because I was taking GLP-1s. When I was taking GLP-1s, I noticed that like I didn't really, like nothing was hitting, you know what I mean? Like I would be like thinking like, ooh, that would be so fun. And then when I would do it, I would just be like, okay, that was fun. Like, you know, like depression. I mean, I already have depression. And so I think that that's why GLP-1s so quickly were bringing that symptom up in me. And so I stopped taking them. And I am still having a bit of that symptom right now. And so caution with GLP-1s, but everybody do you. Oh, these are fun, and these are summer. And I'm going to the beach, so I think I will keep these. Oh, and I kind of forgot that Adorably Amy does these washi stickers. Maybe I should get some more of those. Okay. So I will say, even though I do miss like doing PR and stuff sometimes, I just feel like because of the anhedonia that I've been feeling, like where you don't really feel super excited about things easily, because this didn't start till after Little Craft Fest, because if any of y'all saw me, you would know I was hype. I was like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. That was my very first day of GLP-1, so I wasn't having those symptoms at that point. So yeah, kind of started like after that. And so even though I was so excited and I purchased a lot of like washies and PET tapes and all that, I still wasn't using them after the fact because I was feeling so meh about everything. And And I was trying to force it, and then I think my spreads came out cute and stuff, but I would just be like, no, I need to start over a whole new planner and make a theme. That, I don't know if that is like perfectionism, or I don't want to self-diagnose myself because I don't think I have compulsive tendencies, but it started to feel almost like OCD, like I have to do it this way. But I would just say, like, the reason I'm saying it was almost becoming like OCD is because I would be like, or else I just can't plan. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like, no, it has to be better. It was like, it has to be better, or I'm not going to plan in this planner, or maybe ever again. Like, those are the type of feelings I was having. These are so cute. Look at these penny pages stickers. Oh my gosh, I'm going to keep those. I need to, let me see. I love this book the most, even though it's not sweater weather. And it rarely is sweater weather in Texas. So anyway, yeah, do y'all struggle with, I think a lot of people in the planner community do struggle with perfectionism in general, but in the way that I'm describing, do y'all struggle with perfectionism? If not, okay, I'm okay with being a weirdo out here by myself. I also feel like, because of my finger issues, I wasn't really able to tolerate nonsense. Like, I was already trying to like solve that problem. My work was very stressful, and so if any like personal conflicts came up, I just ran away. I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with this. I already have a bunch of crap going on, and I'm just not going to care enough to problem solve this. I would try like 1-2 times, and if it seemed like it was going to become a thing that I was going to have to consistently deal with, I just took it off my plate. And I feel like, because I feel like if the people that this was happening with were like a quote true friend, because they have known me for a while, then they would have understood that I don't have time or energy to deal with that nonsense. Because that's another reason why I started GLP-1. Even though my blood pressure coming down helped with my nails, it really didn't. It helped a little bit with my fatigue, but it didn't fully, like, I've never feel like I fully bounced back. I used to have a lot of energy, and I've just never gotten it back. So I don't know, there might be something else going on at the same time that I haven't figured out yet, but I feel like if people weren't understanding, then I was just like, well, I'm always very understanding when you have weird stuff coming up, so if this isn't going to be like reciprocal, then. So yeah, a lot of weird things happened that were making me feel a little meh and a little like, I don't want to make videos, and I don't want to do things, and I don't know what I want to do with my planner. So yeah, but mainly like feeling very, oh look, Robo Roku. I saw them at Little Craft Fest, and it was so good to see the team, the owners. They are just so sweet. Renee and Josh, they are just salt of the earth, kind people. And so anyway, yeah, I think something that has been happening over the past couple years is like, I have just become very perfectionistic, which I'm trying to get over, which is why you see me just mixing up shops on this page. Like, I feel like, let me tell y'all what the heck I was gonna say initially before I started looking at all these stickers. I have purchased an Avec, okay? Hobonichi Avec. It's already June. So I was like, well, what am I gonna do with the rest of this whole book? You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna back plan it and sticker it up. I am going to get myself back on the, you don't need a theme, you don't need a style that's your own. Just have fun. Just have fun, because this has started to become like homework, and like it's never good enough, and I make so many videos and then I just delete them because I feel like nobody's gonna watch this, nobody's gonna care, it's not good enough. I'm having, I don't know, those are also feelings that come with depression, so I am feeling like maybe it's just gonna take time for some of these GLP-1 symptoms to go away mentally. So yeah, this week I just had one of those weeks too. I've noticed I need to keep on my walks and stuff, because if I don't, then my depression symptoms rear their ugly head even more. So this week it was storming pretty much every day, and I didn't go outside and take my walks, and I had a lot of these symptoms. I had insomnia, feeling meh, low energy. And so next week, friends, I am getting back on track. I'm gonna have 2 goals: eating healthy and my steps. Because, well, and one other goal, which is gonna be, don't buy any more planners, because no matter how many I would buy and try to like create this perfect artistic planner vision, which even sounds stupid to say out loud, and everyone even in the planner community is probably like, huh, you're what? I would never like the next one, or the next one, or the next one, or the next one. And it wasn't anything to do with the stickers or the drawings, you know, it was just never good enough for me. And I think that's why a lot of times I think other people think I'm not good enough. Anywho, perfectionism, I feel like maybe it's taking a better turn in our community since junk journaling is becoming a thing. I'm not really a junk journaler because I don't want to collect the junk. I like how, I like scrapbooking. I like how my pages turn out, and I have a lot of fun with them, but I don't want that to become performative. When something is popular and, you know, I don't want it to be like, ooh, I hope people like it, you know? I just don't care about that anymore. I want to like it, but with that said, I know everybody else doesn't do the themes, but I was like, I want to do the themes. I like that. And y'all, that backfired on me so bad. So for the past 6 months, I could, but I will not tell you how many planners I bought. Almost one every week. So probably about 20, and I'm not lying. And I have thought like, oh, maybe I'll like this layout better. Maybe I'll like that cover better. Maybe I'll like that paper better. Like, and then, dun, da, da, da. No, maybe you just need to stop being a perfectionist, Kelly. And now that your fingers are healed and you can use stickers and you can sticker it up, do it. I mean, I can wear fake nails now. There are a couple adhesives that I'm still sensitive to, and I've like nail brands that will still itch my fingers. Same with fingernail polish. But then what's funny is if I put that same polish on my toes, I don't have the same reaction. So that's what makes me think it's not an allergy thing. It's like that the skin by my fingers that's affected by these other things like blood pressure just gets irritated easily. OMG. Are we still talking about this or what? Welcome to my mind. My mind has been so crazy this year. I want a complete redo. So I'm really excited to back plan my little Hobonichi avec. That way when I start my new one in July, it'll be like a continuation of that one instead of like, ooh, so now I need a theme, a style, drawings, colors. No, just no. Also, my journaling, I feel like I've always been a bit scared that people will, if I go too deep with my journaling, that people will pause and read it, or I'll forget to like cover the page or something. But I'm just gonna start remembering when I do any flips to just like use post-its and stuff, because I think journaling would really help me overall to get some of these feelings out somewhere else other than a YouTube video. Also, just FYI, June is one of my hardest mental health months, which is why I think some of these perfectionist tendencies are coming out. My mom passed away in 2019 in June, and June is Father's Day. I am estranged from my my biological father. I've been estranged from, haven't known my whole life, the father who raised me since I was 3. I've been estranged from for 3 years. And so when Father's Day comes around, I'm so thankful that I have my hubby in my life and that he is the best dad on earth, because I just focus on that. But it is very hard to get those other things out of my mind. Also, look, doesn't seem to be having any problem. I'll let you guys know if I start itching in a couple minutes. It's not a thing where like my throat's gonna close or anything. It'll just be like my head starts itching, my fingers start itching. Okay, let's put these. Cloudy with a chance of Kauai. Okay, and that one's up and away. Let's save these. So thank y'all for listening. And if you're still here, bless you. Give me a purple heart in the comments if you are still here and if you relate to this in any form or fashion, because I think we should just all give each other a little bit of grace. I know you're gonna be like, really? What about all those people that you just said you aren't gonna tolerate their BS? That's not what I mean. I don't mean tolerate BS. I just mean don't be mean about it. Like, I don't create drama over it. I don't wish that person, you know, I'm not like, how are people friends with them, or like any kind of like drama or gossip. That's not it. It's just about me, how I feel, and you know what I mean? So that's what I mean on one part of give people grace, and on the other part that's in my mind right now is like, if someone tells you that something is a big problem in their life, it's probably a sensitive subject, and maybe like give them grace and be cautious with the way you question or how often, or like, I don't know, like, don't get bored enough to make someone's real problem your gossip. That's not okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I still have such a huge pile to go through. I don't think I'm going to be able to go through all of these on camera. But there are so many blasts from the past in here. Look at this. Look at this. Molly. We're going to keep that. Oh, I did gift a lot of these, but how cute are these? And look at these Cafecito cuties. I did gift a lot of these too when I went to planner meetups. I was like cutting these or giving away the kits. And so that's why I don't have many left, because I really didn't want the stuff to go to waste, but at the same time I knew I wasn't using it. And so I was like, how can I give people leftovers in a way that makes sense? So when I would go to like some meetups, I would have my cute little bags with like, you know, these cut out, and I would make sure it matched the theme of the meetup and stuff. And so, and then like I said, I gave, like I sent some of the Sweet Bean Plans team some of those, like most of my kits that hadn't been used at all. I sent those off to them in the mail. Some other friends in the planner community, I had given away a lot of my, like, when I was like just in the full drawing phase, I just gave away like, oh my gosh, all my washies and stuff. I really regret that. really regret that. But it is what it is. Anyway, we are not going to get through all of these stickers anytime soon. This is going to be what I'm doing for today. So thank y'all for listening. If you're here, give me that purple heart in the comments. I'm going to make videos. If there are any people out there that, you know, just like seeing what I do and don't mind that I like a lot of change in my life and changing things up, then that's who I'm making these videos for. And also for myself. It is a little bit cathartic to be able to get on here and talk about things that have been going on and get it out with people that understand, because I think some people understand perfectionistic tendencies, but I think in the planner community, we have those tendencies a lot more than we think. Like, if you would have asked me in the past, am I a perfectionist? I'll be like, not really. I mean, you know, if I mess up something, then no, it's whatever. But, you know, I'm noticing more and more that that's not really true. That's just a thing I've been telling myself. So I don't know. My, besides my thank you to you for watching, I also just want to challenge you this week with taking a look at some of your perfectionistic tendencies. What are some things that you can kind of start to give yourself more grace on? Where are some areas of your life where you can hold boundaries but avoid gossip and drama? I think that can be quite hard to do sometimes at once, because people are gonna have questions, and that's okay, but the way that you answer them can still be very vaguely, kindly, and you know, most people aren't going to like press you if you handle it in that way, and they are going to respect you. And if they don't, then maybe they're also not, you know, someone that you should be investing a lot of your time in. But I just want to challenge you this week to take a little bit of a deeper look inside and see, for the rest of this year, the second 6 months of the year, are there any struggles and challenges that you've been having that you haven't been recognizing or addressing? Those are going to come out one way or the other. So I would challenge you to start addressing those in some form or fashion. And thank y'all for watching. I will attempt to make at least a video a week from here on out, because I really have missed making my videos. I just feared that nobody was going to watch them and nobody was going to care. And so I'm trying to leave that behind for the second half of the year. And I hope that y'all all have a great weekend and week ahead. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.